Tom Homan is saying that the border czar is talking about military action against cartels, and he's saying that protesters that impede ICE raids could find themselves in handcuffs. I want to start with that part. Protesters that impede ICE raids could find themselves in handcuffs. I want to talk about that for a second. Yeah, let's start with that one. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's rock.
Orders are Tom Homan. Look, Tom, I have so many questions. First of all, if they're shouting and helping these people get away with bullhorns, how is that legal to get help from the people in the streets? I know they can protest, but that's not what they're doing.
You're exactly right. When they come to they cross the line of impediment, and that's why I'm working very close, starting this morning with Department of Justice, and where do they cross that line of impediment? So they may find themselves in a pair of handcuffs very soon. So working with DOJ on that, get some legal guidance on that. I'm not an attorney. I know what SecOps is about. I know what crossing that line is, but getting DOJ back up on that. So it's something we're looking at right now, Harris. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. This is not a game. When we show up these sites, this is a dangerous job for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol and all the DOJ agencies. To have that type of interference puts our officers at great risk. Not only the officers, it puts the aliens at great risk because anything can happen when we take our eyes off the goal here. So we're addressing that immediately today. I'm addressing OPSEC today, operational security, how these leaks are happening. We've already identified how this operation got leaked. I'll deal with that today.
Interesting.
So, it's all about controlling the message. I try to be transparent. I promise American people will be transparent in operations, but it's obvious we can't be having all these different news outlets out there with us on various raids. Bill Maloogian, great guy, but we got a lot of OPSEC concerns we're dealing with right now. But the leak, who we identified today, we'll deal with that today. But it's not a game. I want to put it out to whether it's Governor Phil Murphy or the rest of the people that who want to game this. It's not a joke. This is serious business, and they need to stop, or we won't prosecute them through the Department of Justice.
Yo, that's wild. You see how y'all mess it up for the rest of the people? Shout out to Pan African BMG Tao. I'm gonna read that super chat shortly. You see how they mess up things? Now they're going to have to ban the media from doing right along with ICE agents because they leaking out information and they're actually helping illegal migrants. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Why would y'all do that? Why would y'all put yourselves in that situation? Or why would you actually put agents at a disadvantage that then prevents them from A, even being able to do their job, or B, making it unsafe for ICE agents that's actually trying to protect you from illegal migrants that's not supposed to be here in the first place? Why would you do that? Why would you mess it up? See, y'all mess it up for everybody else. Now you are op. Now you are op. Don't make sense. Why would y'all do that? You so ignorant, so stupid.
Justice.
Look, I know our audience was paying attention when that agent or officer told our reporter Bill Maloogian there have been some intel leaks. Like, those are very specific. So I understand what you're saying. You mentioned my state's governor, Phil Murphy. Yeah, he's trying to walk back the comments that he made about possibly, I guess it would be aiding and abetting if you're keeping somebody on your property. But we'll see what happens. He says that's not what's happening with somebody he thought was on his property or said was. I do want to ask you this because I've heard you say, Tom, that you expect more violence. And you were talking specifically on the border, but why would that be?
Well, look, President Trump is, promises made, promises kept, right? He said he's going to secure the border. The numbers are down significantly. Look, and we talk about between the port of entry. I know you reported earlier the numbers are down about 67%. Actually, between the ports of entry, because that takes into account port of entries. Between the ports of entry, we're down closer to 87%. As we lock that border down, we're taking money out of the pockets of the criminal cartels, right? They've made record amounts of money in the last 4 years, smuggling aliens, sex trafficking women and children, moving drugs across the border. As we secure that border, their business is going to drop, which means billions of dollars less they make. They're not going to go away quietly. So I truly expect violence to increase on the southern border just because of who they are. That's why President Trump has designated them a terrorist organization, because they are. They've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. They're not going to go away quietly. So we're going to expect more violence on the border. But let me get back to interior. What Phil Murphy says, when he goes out there and does this, plays this game, if the governor can do it, he sends a message to the whole world, they can do it too. again, putting our officers at great risk. It has to stop or they will be prosecuted. I'm working very closely with the Department of Justice to hold people accountable. This stuff ends today.
Well, look, I had Voters' Voices on the program live yesterday and was talking with people about what the first 16, at that point, now 17 days of this has been like. Here's what one voter told us.
I go to Chicago and I see the immigration crisis at the forefront in front of my school on the corners. I don't think we should wait until unpopular mayors like Brandon Johnson lose their elections. Their number one goal should be to be understood, and that's using their bully pulpit, that's advocating for the people that pay tax dollars to them. It's always, whose humanity are you looking out for?
Wow.
And why not us, that we're paying so many tax dollars?
And that young man, one of the Democrats we had on the panel who voted for Donald Trump this time around. Your reaction?
Look, I think the American people, they gave President Trump a mandate. Immigration, the border security, immigration enforcement is number one, and we're going to keep President Trump's promise. I looked at the numbers this morning. ICE has already arrested just short of 12,000 people in this country. Vast majority are of criminals, public safety threats. And that's what we're trying to do. And for any mayor or governor who doesn't want public safety threats removed from the communities, I find it hard to believe that. But we're going to do it, with or without them. If they're not going to help, get out of the way. But don't cross that line. Do not impede our operations. Do not knowingly conceal or harbor an illegal alien, because we will seek prosecution. We're going to do what the president promised American people. We're going to make our communities safer by targeting those who are in the country illegally, that have criminal record, or a public safety threat. That's what we're doing. But if you force us into the community and not let us get the bad guy into jail, that's going to put the community at risk. It means more collateral arrests, means more non-criminals being arrested, because when we find the bad guy, which we will, there's going to be others with them, others that may not be a criminal priority, but we're not going to instruct ICE to walk away from like the Biden administration did. We're going to enforce immigration law.
I tell you, Tom Homan, you have those gang members and illegals on the run, with reports of people trying to move around the country now to get away from operations that they know are coming, and maybe tipping each other off. We'll see. We'll cover the stem to stern, especially as you find out what happened.
I like to call Tom Homan Mr. Incredible, because he kind of reminds me of Mr. Incredible on The Incredibles. I don't know if y'all ever familiar with that cartoon. It was a really great movie. I like The Incredibles. I don't think that I had seen Incredibles 2. Did I see Incredibles 2? I remember Jack had started developing powers. But I like to call Tom Homan Mr. Incredible, because the dude is relentless. You need people like that on your team, that is absolutely fervent and going after and really believing. And it's not even about money. Money is cool, but money is not the primary factor that then drives people like Tom Homan to be successful. I believe that he is truly passionate about what he believes in, and he really believes in America. And you need those type of people on your team. He has the credentials. He has the background. He knows what he's doing. He's running it up. Trump picked the right person as the borders are. And I don't understand how people are impeding. Why would you tip off a criminal that the federal government is going after, an illegal migrant that the federal government is going after, that they're about to go here? Why would you do that? Why would you do that as a ride-along partner? Why would you do that as a reporter? Why is Brandon Johnson? Because I recently seen reports of him saying that basically Trump holding sanctuary cities accountable actually hurts our humanity. He said it hurts our humanity. Why would you actually do that? Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.